Who would you compare, Mercedes, you first, who would you compare Trump's relationship to Congress right now to? What past president?
Oh goodness, that's a great question. I find it so unique right now in the
Yeah.
sense that he has such a commanding presence uh, in basically navigating and dominating the themes and the policy issues that they're going to hone on. I'm not sure if I've seen anything quite
Okay.
like
Steve,
that yet. I
does
mean, you
anything,
could say like Obama and Nancy Pelosi could have been the
yeah,
case. That would probably be the closest, but I almost think that Speaker Johnson very much is, following President Trump's lead. I think with Speaker Nancy Pelosi, she was probably a lot more dominant in
yeah,
pushing through what she was going to decide over President
yeah.
Obama.
Okay. I
I
think that's
think
very,
his
go ahead, Steve.
relationship with his own party in the Congress is unique. I don't think there's ever been one like it. When I worked in the Congress, in both when Bill Clinton was president and when George Bush was president, in each case they had of their own party on any given day 10 to 20 to 30 members that they had to work and worry about, who could go off the reservation at any moment on any
Yeah.
issue. And Trump is, as you know, he's polarizing. Like, he's unified his side completely. I mean, it's very few people who are going to buck him. He's also unified the other side in a very closely
Yep.
contested Congress
Right.
in a way that not many Democrats are going to break to go his way.
Yeah. So
Mark, can I add
yeah,
something
go
to
ahead.
that
Yeah,
really
of
quickly?
course.
It was interesting
Yeah.
because during the inauguration and the Capitol Rotunda, I believe it was during that moment that President Trump, or beforehand, spoke with not, with Senator Chuck Schumer, and basically saying, "Hey, man, how are we going to start working together? We got to figure out a way to work together." And I remember when I was in the White House, the President Trump really wanted to figure out a way to work with Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. Remember, he gave money to these people. They were friends. Like, this
Yeah.
is the thing. I mean, which is so interesting about Donald Trump. And so for Donald Trump to then be betrayed by a Nancy Pelosi when they moved forward with filing the articles of impeachment, it was to him, I think, such a betrayal that he himself was like, I just can't believe she just did this. Like, he really wanted to work with Nancy Pelosi, really wanted on infrastructure, for example, really wanted to work with Chuck Schumer. And then there was this massive divide. To your point, Steve, I think that they could not, like they just really didn't like Donald Trump at that point, and they knew they had to stop him. So I think that's where we've ended up. And I do think President Trump is going to try to make an effort in figuring out the Schumer situation and trying to find some of these Democrats he can work with, like a John Fetterman, for
Yeah,
example.
he's going to have to. It's funny. I hadn't thought of it till just now, but that's something that Joe Biden and Donald Trump could talk about, saying Nancy Pelosi's a piece of work, right?
Oh,
They both,
yes. They
but
can agree on
but
that.
yeah, but I'll tell you, and I may be wrong about this. It may be painting with way too broad a brush. Bill Clinton obviously knew a ton about politics, and George Bush did too, and Barack Obama did as well. There were members of Congress in their own parties who would have said, I understand our party better. I've been around, I get it too. I don't think there's a single Republican in the House or the Senate who would claim to understand and have a hold on the Republican Party compared to the president. To me, that's part of why he's so formidable, because they're just like deference, because he's done it. He's gotten elected twice. If he endorses in a primary, that person wins, right?